Yeah!
Well, it's Saturday at 9 and we are ready to go on air. We've got Scott and Jake and Jim and Lord who are all accounted for. The Cheap Seats theme is over now, but one guy still has yet to be there. Tell me, where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be teeing up on the back nine or giving a perm to his dog Archie. Maybe sitting in air conditioning watching his dad landscape his yard. Well, he might have lost his keys because he's old and has no memory. Tell me,
where in the world is
Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be importing exotic water, or his coolant comes from a body who's from Benito. Well, it's time to start the show, and Joe is on the go to nowhere. He might show at 9:15 and think that he is right on time. Maybe is he getting guessed wrong? I guess we'll have to wonder where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? I wonder
where in the world is
Joseph Patrick Ryan? Joe!
And that is the question of the day. Where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? Do you have an idea?
I do.
Yeah?
C.
C? Mm-hmm. He's out at sea?
C.
Oh. I could see that. He's been kind of lost at sea for a while, but Lloyd Kirby, Jake Johnston, Jim Ash here with you on the Cheap Seats this morning. It is just a couple minutes after 9 o'clock. We are live at the Logan County Fairgrounds, and we will be here until 10 a.m. There is no, for those who are curious, there is no Lincoln Memorial Hospital market today. LMH market is canceled, I guess, with the fair traffic, perhaps. I saw a post on Facebook that said they were canceled this week and they will be back next week. So those of you heading out here for the market, you're free to come see us, but there is no market here today. However, we will have guests in a little bit. The 2022 Logan County Fair Royalty will be joining us, newly crowned on Tuesday evening, and we brought that to folks live streamed on YouTube, had several folks tuning in. Of course, the Queen Emma Stolzenberg of Lincoln, the Junior Miss Isabella Polis of Lincoln, and Little Miss Logan County Fair for 2022, Lucy Bobel of Mount Pulaski. So it was hats off to the royalty as well as all the contestants, and special hats off to the Logan County Fair grounds crew for the change in venue. As of the morning, I believe they were, all the time it's been planned that the pageant would take place in the fair grandstands, but due to the inclement weather, that was not the place, so they pivoted and went down to the show barn. Had the pageant there, the stage set up, and just from having done events before, I know it can be a logistical nightmare changing venues because you've got tickets sold and certain assigned seats. And of course, with the pageant, I'm sure there were family and folks who wanted to make sure they were up close and had a good vantage point. So again, hats off to the entire Logan County Fair grounds crew for making that happen. Speaking of the fair, as I mentioned, we are here live in the Expo building. We will be joined by the royalty in a bit. Fair coverage by WLCN will continue today. Bob Metz will have a wrap-up of the fair starting at noon. And then our final coverage, we'll have one more live stream of the fair on YouTube. That will be the Demolition Derby, which takes place at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And we will, of course, stream that via YouTube, thanks to the fine sponsors that we have for our YouTube live stream of the Demolition Derby. That would be Me Realty here in Lincoln, as well as Quality Inn & Suites, both sponsoring the Demolition Derby live stream. So let's talk about sports, baby. Or something.
That's right around the corner, man.
Yeah. There's been seeing the posts about Lincoln Community High School football is gearing up for their opener against Clinton at Clinton. That will take place the last Friday of August. I believe that's the 26th. A 7 p.m. start in Clinton. Railers, of course, started out against Clinton last year and
Had a good victory.
Yeah, good opening game, a big decisive victory. So hopefully they will continue that this season as well.
They may have a little chip on their shoulder, so hopefully we'll be ready to play and take it to them.
That would be a good thing. So, and of course, WLCN will once again broadcast live the Lincoln Community High School football games, home and away. You can find them on the radio. You can find them on your mobile device through the Mixler app, as well as live streams on YouTube. And they're sounding much better. We had some audio issues with our YouTube live stream. Those who tuned into the Fair Queen contest this week, I'm sure we're aware of that. Turns out there's a setting that they don't tell you about in one of the adapters that you have to hunt until actually 2:15 this morning. I found it and unchecked the box, and now sounds like our audio is up and going. So allegedly. I mean, I'll probably jinx it now by mentioning it, but we will hope for the best. So, what you got, Agenda Boy?
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to make that up today. Was that me?
I don't know. I thought we were going to have at least 3 hosts, and then we got a text yesterday late morning, I guess. At least that's when I found out. Yeah.
About which one?
About where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Not joining us, so...
did he tell you the reason?
He did not. That's why I asked you. And you
probably should not bring it up on the air.
See. Okay. All right. So we will move on to a loss in the world of sports this week. So, gentleman who is, I mean... I can't think of a more...
I feel bigger than just sports, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And he, an icon in the world of broadcasting. He broadcasted games for 67 years, called 18 no-hitters, 3 perfect games, made a slew of memorable memories, one of which hopefully maybe we will hear here in the not-too-distant future. Sure, go ahead and roll it.
Roll the beautiful footage. Maybe.
The demands until he was physically unable to start tonight with 2 bad legs, the bad left hamstring and the swollen right knee. And with 2 out, you talk about a roll of the dice. This is it, on deck. But the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
And that is, of course, Vin Scully.
The crazy thing about that is that's just one of his calls. I mean, hundreds of calls throughout his career, and it was always so, I guess, poetic. You know, he always had a flair for it, and had the voice for the big moment.
Exactly,
and the timing with it as well.
Yeah, and he also, I think, a lot of sports broadcasters today like to hear themselves talk, and he was not afraid to. You could hear it in that clip. Just lay out and let the crowd and the noise tell the story. That of course was Kirk Gibson hitting that World Series home run against Dennis Eckersley. One other moment, little roller up along first, and the Mets win it when it went between Bill Buckner's legs. That was another call of his that brought him some fame. So a legend, an icon in broadcasting. When we were in Los Angeles for the Phillies and Dodgers games, I really, really hoped I could, meet him and get him to do a cheap seats ID. That would have been the best.
Yeah.
Fortunately, or unfortunately, that didn't happen. I did manage to get a picture with the Phillies broadcaster Tom McCarthy outside the Vin Scully press
you get
box.
that all the time.
Well, not out. Yeah, you didn't have that in the background, but so definitely a broadcaster broadcast icon and will be missed.
One of the Mount Rushmores of all of sports, right? And when it comes to announcing, I mean, I don't think there is really any better. I mean, you have a couple guys that are right there with him, I'd say, but wow, I mean, him and Harry Callis and Jack Buck, I mean, those are your guys up on the Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, 67 years with the Dodgers. I didn't do the math with that, but I mean, he started with the Dodgers in Brooklyn and then moved out to Los Angeles. Was there, saw so much baseball history, not only the highlights, but Jackie Robinson and integration into baseball. And
when talking about the Brooklyn thing, he's from Brooklyn. I mean, he grew up there. I mean, that was what he breathed basically from birth all the way through, and just a class act, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking online for some research because we occasionally do research on this show, and
that's odd.
Here's a story about him that he officially turned down an offer from Fox Sports to be part of the MLB All-Star Game coverage in 2016, saying, "I don't want to just take a bow. I don't feel right doing that." And then in 2018, with the Dodgers in the National League Championship Series, Fox and play-by-play man Joe Buck wanted Vin Scully to join the booth for the call of that, and Scully declined the offer just because that Joe Buck was the play-by-play guy. He didn't. Vin Scully just didn't want to step in there and sort of take the spotlight away from the game and from Joe and have any of the attention focused on him. So class act, very, very modest, and certainly will be missed.
I mean, back, it's been a few years, but when MLB was first kind of launching their platform to where you can watch multiple teams play,
right,
I found myself constantly tuning in to Dodgers game, and it wasn't to listen to the Dodgers play. Because,
right.
I mean, I'm a baseball fan in general, but it's whoever was playing. You listen to that guy, and you feel like you're in this game. You feel like you're in the sport. It felt like it was more than just a baseball game, and it could have been a game on a Tuesday afternoon. I mean, it was just a cool thing.
Yeah, it's just a good thing.
Talking about Vin Scully, just wanted to say one thing. Vin Scully, I don't know if anybody, other broadcaster did this, he didn't have a color man. He did the games all by himself, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he started when Harry Truman was president, and he ended when Barack Obama was president.
Wow.
There's a couple of tidbits there.
Yeah, covered a couple of years. So Mr. Jim Ash with the dropping some knowledge on us.
Well, that goes back to what Lloyd was saying earlier. He wanted the moment to kind of speak for itself at times, and he was worried that the color man would step in on it.
Right.
And I guess, if you look at it that way, absolutely. And like I said, it was definitely a pleasure listening to him. And, I listened to a few guys. Harry Callis was a big one. Jack Buck back in the day, of course. And even Harry Carey for his humor to the game, I guess is the best way to say for a Cardinal fan. So, but, I mean, those guys were, you listen to them and you felt like you were part of that game and part of that team.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was something special that we got a little piece of. So
yeah, absolutely. So let's see, we are at 9:15. How many breaks do we take in this show?
Maybe
as you want?
one.
Maybe one?
Maybe seven.
Why don't we go ahead and take the first break now? Let's go ahead and roll a couple commercials, give our sponsor some love, and a little bit later we will have the Logan County Fair Royalty for 2022 with us, and we've got movie trivia a little bit later, and who knows, we'll find out what else happens. So you're in the cheap seats. We'll be back right after this.
The inventory reduction sale is in full swing at Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln, and you'll save for every room in your home. Top quality furniture for every room in your house will create a stunning new look while saving you.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County.
The inventory reduction sale is in full swing at Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln, and you'll save for every room in your home. Top quality furniture for every room in your house will create a stunning new look while saving you hundreds of dollars. Choose from top quality Ashley brand sofas, including recliners, plush sectionals, complete dining room sets, and handsome bedroom outfits fit for a king. And what better than the perfect mattress than Bemco for the best night's sleep? At Jake's Furnishings, all Bemco mattresses are on sale now, including plush, luxury firm, and pillow top models. But hurry into Jake's now, as this inventory reduction sale won't last long. For more details, stop by the Jake's Furnishing Showroom, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Phone 735-1212 and become a fan on Facebook. Jake's Furnishings. Make it your own. Spring is in the air, and now's a perfect time to make sure your air conditioner is working in tip-top shape before the hot summer's heat takes its toll. Lincoln Heating and Cooling, your local Carrier dealer, can clean or repair your old air conditioner or install a new one like an energy-efficient heat pump that will keep you cool this summer and warm in the winter. For fast, reliable service 24 hours a day, call Lincoln Heating and Cooling 735-5835. Your home to Carrier, turn to the experts.
Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now. Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau of Grau Chevrolet Buick. If you're in the market for a new used car or truck and don't see what you're looking for, please give us a call. We'll gladly let you know what we have coming in, and we'll search for the perfect vehicle for you. Incentives and rebates are changing all the time, and now is a great time to purchase a new or used car or truck. Call us at Grau Chevrolet Buick at 217-735-4444.
Here is hats off. Try not to laugh. Please do not scoff. In this portion of today's show, we will recognize achievements you may not know. We're broadcasting from the fairgrounds, where concessions and games abound. You'll see livestock like cows and hogs, and you may even see Joe riding on corn dogs.
Yeah, maybe that's why Joe's not here.
He is a big fan.
He's a fan of the corn dogs.
Favorite ride ever, he said.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs.
So that brings us to Hats Off. The once popular segment, or at least once recurring segment on the show, where we recognize an athlete or an athletic team or some accomplishment on the field. And who's your hats off this week, Jake?
Oh, thanks. I'll throw hats off to my niece.
All right.
Sydney Johnston. She's what I would call a two-sport athlete right now. She's been doing drag racing all summer and just dipping into that. And now she's also playing softball.
'Tis the season for softball.
The Unkies proud.
Yeah. So hats off for the two-way athlete, Ms. Sydney. And when I was going to go with Vin Scully, I'll give my hats off to Dave Dombrowski, general manager of the Phillies. Made some upgrades, made some tough decisions, released Didi Gregorius.
Yeah.
DFA'd a couple players, Odubel Herrera and Juris Familia, and made a trade with the Cardinals there for a utility infielder and or backup defensive first infielder.
You know, at this point, it looks like a good trade on both sides.
Right.
And you know, that's what you always kind of want. You kind of want both sides to win a little bit, so you're going to come back to the table at some point.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Dave Dombrowski, general manager of the Phillies. I'm guessing he's probably not listening, but if he were, even if he's not, he will be my hats off recognizee for the day. So. We are live at the Logan County Fairgrounds. We're here until 10 o'clock.
Is the reason you did the hats off was to make the intro to it, or was it to actually give the hats off?
Well, that intro actually is about It came out the year Joe actually made the statement.
I thought you just redid it. Okay.
Yeah. So and for those who may not know, I can't imagine why people wouldn't listen regularly to this show. But we were doing a show. I think it was at Jake's Furnishings, and it was the week before the fair. And as the show was closing out, I can't remember who asked the question, but the question was asked of Mr. Joseph Ryan, "What's your favorite ride at the fair?" And according to Joe, he didn't quite hear the question,
enthusiastically
his response was corn dogs. So, for those who may not have the background knowledge, so that's one of our recurring bits. Is
got a meme brought up with that.
Joe riding a corn dog. We could. I know someone who could maybe do that.
Fantastic.
So, Joseph Ryan not here. It is Jake Johnston, Lloyd Kirby, Jim Ash with you here at the Expo building of the fair once again. If you're heading out today to attend the LMH market, it is not happening today.
No.
It will be back again next week. I don't know, last year they had it, but it was outside. I don't know if maybe there were some logistical issues or what the deal was, but I did see a Facebook post. It wasn't happening this week. We are scheduled to be joined by the Logan County Fair Royalty of 2022. Young ladies who won the crowns this past Tuesday. It's easy for you to say. Emma Stolzenberg, Isabella Polis, and Lucy Bobel. I believe they'll be with us in the not too many more minutes. And until then, it's us. So,
So go over a little bit of the trade deadline. Who's your winners and losers in this?
Well, I mean, quite honestly, I've had my nose buried in this computer trying to get our audio fixed that I haven't really focused on much. But, I mean, like you said, the Phillies, the Cardinals made a couple deals that
I feel the Cardinals made the deals they needed to make, and that was a big deal for them. They were looked like they were dipping into the Soto game and tried to see what that was all about, and what it sounded like that the Nationals were wanting. I'll be honest, I'm glad the Cardinals didn't jump in there and give up what they were asking. I mean, we've had it the last few years, actually, that we've kind of given up on players that were in our system, that were really solid and looked like they could be something, giving up on them, hoping to get something more, and it hasn't panned out. And that's happened with a few teams, and one of them that I think's really still hurting is the trade to the Marlins a few years ago with Alcantara going. So, you get a guy in that's a solid player for just a couple years, and then as soon as free agency's there, you're thinking his value's X, and another team obviously steps in and swoops him away. So, I'm glad the Cardinals stayed pat on one end and then also moved forward and got what the need was at the time, which was starting pitching was a big deal for us, and cleaned up a little bit, got a reliever in there as well. And I think they made some good pickups that'll at least get them into the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to win it this year, guys, but at the same time, you got to get there to have a chance. Right. And I think they did that. I think a couple of the big losers, I think the Cubs actually were a big loser. They traded off one of their youngest, most talented commodities out of the bullpen.
Right.
You're paying them nothing. They, in my opinion, they kind of gave them away for a bag of sunflower seeds that were in a Ziploc baggie holding sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
And then they didn't get rid of two of their assets that are leaving at the end of the year. Maybe they felt like a draft pick is better for what they'll get in compensation than what they were being offered on the market. But I can't believe that. You look at the Astros definitely needing catching help, and numerous other teams actually. I mean, who doesn't want an all-star catcher, possibly one of the best hitting and defensive catchers in all of baseball on their team? I mean, there's not too many teams that pass up on that.
Yeah, so. I don't know. Maybe their asking price was too high or something. And
and they get one draft pick coming back to them, or maybe they're thinking we'll re-sign him. I just don't see it.
Yeah. It's an interesting conundrum, and I could talk about the Phillies moves, but no one in Central Illinois cares. They basically had three needs: a center fielder, a starting pitcher, and a reliever, and they got each of those addressed. So we'll see. Like you said, in short series, you get good pitching and get hot at the right time hitting. Anything could happen.
Well, you guys have some hitters that can literally carry a team.
Right.
Offensively. I mean, you look at Schwarberg and your right fielder. Will he be back before the end of the year?
Right. Harper will be back. Yeah, he's scheduled or is talking about being back early next month, I think.
Really? Okay.
And that was another thing that sort of influenced the Phillies' moves was the fact that Gene Segura was on the disabled list with a broken hand. He came back this week. Bryce Harper on the DL. He had pins removed from his thumb. I can't remember if it was this past Monday or the Monday before, but he'll be scheduled to be back if everything goes well early September. So don't need to make those trades. They'll be getting better just with those guys back. So, and that was sort of what prompted some of the other moves as far as needing to free up roster spots to get people off the DLs. So we shall see. And with that extra wild card, the Cardinals and Phillies battling it out. Yep. So it should be a good season the rest of the way.
And again, with San Diego getting the big chip there with Soto. For them, it really kind of is a win now. I mean, they need to win now.
Right.
And their main competition right there is the Dodgers right down the road. So making that move and giving up what they had to get Soto, I think as a fan, you can't say they made a wrong move.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. So once again, we are live at the Logan County Fairgrounds. If you've got any thoughts or comments about the baseball deadline deals, who were the big winners, the big losers, 217-871-4930, the number to call. And a little bit later, of course, we will have our movie Mayhem trivia game. Play a sound clip from a sports movie. It is a sound clip from a sports movie. It's a little bit condensed just because there were several segments of silence in the original clip, so I kind of condensed it down for radio. But I think it will be pretty identifiable. That will be coming up a little bit later. Looking for Logan County Fair coverage. Bob Metz will have his wrap-up show of the week-long coverage he's provided at the fair. That will start at noon today. And then our last live stream on YouTube will be at 4 p.m. on Sunday. That will be the live stream of the Demolition Derby, courtesy of the fine folks at Me Realty, as well as Quality Inn and Suites of Lincoln. So, I don't know. Why don't we take another break, and maybe we'll come back after the break with Movie Mayhem trivia on the cheap seats.
The Capsule Food Pantry Co-op is accepting new members.
It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County.
Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now. Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau, Grau Chevrolet Buick. If you're in the market for a new used car or truck and don't see what you're looking for, please give us a call. We'll gladly let you know what we have coming in, and we'll search for the perfect vehicle for you. Incentives and rebates are changing all the time, and now is a great time to purchase a new or used car or truck. Call us at Grau Chevrolet Buick at 217-735-4444. Visit us on the internet at www.growinc.com, or stop by and see us the old-fashioned way at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
Join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
Spring is in the air, and now's a perfect time to make sure your air conditioner is working in tip-top shape before the hot summer's heat takes its toll. Lincoln Heating and Cooling, your local Carrier dealer, can clean or repair your old air conditioner or install a new one like an energy-efficient heat pump that will keep you cool this summer and warm in the winter. For fast, reliable service 24 hours a day, call Lincoln Heating and Cooling 735-5835. Your home to Carrier, turn to the experts. With Bad Boy's patented Easy Ride and independent suspension, heavy-duty American-made steel construction, and legendary muscle, there's no mower that brings more comfort, durability, power, and value to mowing pros and homeowners than a Bad Boy mower. Mow with an attitude. It's the driving force behind every mower we build in the good old USA. Our promise to lead the industry in innovation and performance.
Check out Bad Boy Mowers at the home of the In-N-Out Oil Change, Four Corners Lube, 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Mow with an attitude.
Today and go online to lincoln.hamptoninn.com. Just off Interstate 55 at exit 126 at the Lincoln Hampton Inn. They love having you there.
Hi everyone, this is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, and you're listening to Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN.
I think that might be my fault. When I was testing equipment yesterday, I think I put your audio player on a loop so that I would get consistent audio to try testing it. Probably should have told you about that. So anyway, Lloyd Kirby, Jake Johnston, Jim Ash with you at the Logan County Fairgrounds. I'm getting all choked up here because it's time for our sports movie mayhem trivia. We don't really have a name for it, but we do have an audio segment from a sports-related movie, and if you can be the first person to give us a call, if you or a member of your household has not won in the past 30 days, give us a call at 217-871-4930, and if you can correctly identify this movie, you will win 2 tickets, 2 passes. I thought maybe you were going to sweeten the pot. 2 passes to the movie at the Clintonia Eagle Theater in Clinton. And so all you have to do is be the first person to call and correctly identify this sports-related movie, 217-871-4930.
There is no way that you could have been as bad at hockey as you are at golf. All right, let's go. Oh! You like that, old man? You want a piece of me? I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing. Now you're gonna get it, Bobby. The price is wrong, bitch. I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough, bitch.
And do we have a caller?
That's classic.
That is a classic, classic sports-related movie. We may have a caller.
17.
No.
That's awesome.
But we do have word from Bethany Rademacher with the Logan County Fair Queen organization. The royalty is en route, so we should be joined by them here in the next few minutes. And still looking for a winner on our sports movie trivia. 217-871-4930, the number to call if you can identify that movie from the sound clip we just played. As Jake said, kind of a classic sports movie. And this is our week for phone callers, isn't it? We were lighting it up on the morning show this week with callers. Almost pitched a shutout. And
Perfection is what you go for.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't. What year would you say that movie's from? I don't know if that would be helpful to people. I mean, I think once you hear it, you hear the names as well as the subject matter about you can't possibly be a worse golfer than you are
a hockey player.
Yeah. And I am getting a phone call now, so if you want to vamp for a little bit, this looks like something to do with our radio station.
Well, that's perfect. Good morning, sports fans. No idea where we're going with this, so jump into NFL, I guess. This week, we're doing passing over.
Yeah. All right, so live radio, you can't beat it. So we are live at the Logan County Fairgrounds. Apparently we're having some technical difficulties with our on-air signal.
Perfect.
So
YouTube's still there.
YouTube, and we did have
for all those.
Yeah, we did have some viewers there. Folks watching at home, 217-871-4930. And perhaps we will have, perhaps it will be a shutout this week because.
Well, I guess if your phones aren't working, I guess.
That's true. Yay, we have royalty. Look at us. And of course, Jim has to step away. So,
timing's everything, my friend.
And so we've got our royalty here. We've got Jim working the phones as well as working the audio. Let's go ahead and take a break. See if we can calm things down.
The Capsule Food Pantry Co-op is accepting new members. Earn a weekly shopping pass while giving back to your
life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County.
Joe Ryan here again. If I had a crystal ball and could tell you exactly when to purchase your life insurance, would you do it? Or would you wait around just to see if I am correct? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, but I will tell you that now is the time. And with a Country Financial ROP Rider, you will receive a tax-free return of your premium at the end of the term. Call me, Joe Ryan, and ask about the ROP Rider, 735-4385.
This is Tim Kirkchin from ESPN, and you're listening to Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN with Joe, Jake, and Shabadoo.
The Capsule Food Pantry Co-op is accepting new...
We are back at the Logan County Fair, and we are joined by the 2022 royalty of the Logan County Fair. Won their titles Tuesday evening in the livestock barn, which was probably not where you were planning on being crowned, but it all worked out. So, ladies, if you'd like to introduce yourselves for our listeners and maybe your parents, where you're from, and which title do you hold?
Good morning, everyone. I am Emma Stolzenberg, and I am your 2022 Miss Logan County Fair Queen. My parents are Brian and Corky Stolzenberg, and then I am currently attending Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, to pursue my bachelor's degree in special education.
Okay, and next to you.
Hi, I'm Isabella Polis. I live here in Lincoln, Illinois, and I'm your 2022 Junior Miss Logan County. I go to Zion Lutheran School, and I'm the daughter of Sal and Amanda Polis.
And on the end?
Lucy Boble. Your 2022 Little Miss Logan County.
Who are your parents? Say your parents.
Matt and Julie.
All right, so that is our 2022, or your 2022 Logan County royalty. So we mentioned Crown Tuesday evening in the livestock barn, which was, did that throw you off at all, not being, because I'm sure you were probably gearing up to be on the grandstand, on the stage all week, and then last minute pivot to be down the livestock barn. Did that add to nerves, or were you, I mean, it looked like the crew and everything had everything set up pretty nicely, and the stage was fairly similar to the stage normally used, but how were things from the contestants' perspective?
Honestly, I think it all ran smoothly. I personally was not nervous at all. It was just like practicing on the Lincoln stage.
Okay. Miss Isabella?
I think I have to agree with Emma. I was prepared. It was the same stage that we've normally had, so we were all ready, and I think we did an amazing job.
What about you, Miss Lucy? Were you more nervous being in the livestock barn than you would have been in front of the grandstand? Yeah? Why is that? Just because it wasn't what you were thinking, it wasn't where you thought you'd be? That's all right. So, you won your crowns Tuesday. So, what have you been doing since Tuesday? Have you had anything going on, or taking a break?
Well, we have a lot going on.
Yeah,
we go every morning to the livestock shows. Beef was this morning. Swine, sheep, things like that, and then the grandstand events at night.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's been your favorite part so far?
I think my favorite part is just getting to hang out with my junior, my Little Miss. They're so fun, and then endless amounts of hugs from Little Miss Lucy are probably my favorite.
Okay. What about you, Isabella?
My favorite thing is introducing our names at the grandstand events, but I also agree with Emma. It's so fun hanging out with my queen and my Little Miss.
What's your favorite part?
What's your favorite part? What's your favorite?
You don't know? Just all of it? What's been your favorite part about being Little Miss Logan County? What's the most fun thing you've gotten to do so far? She's thinking about it. Just looking to the audience for help. Fair food?
Just say the rides.
Fair food.
The rides.
The rides? Yeah, you can't go wrong with the rides. That's a good answer. So you mentioned you are at Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, Zion Lutheran, and where do you go to school, Lucy? Are you in Mount Pulaski?
Michelle's.
Where do you go to school? Where do you go to school?
What?
Where do you go to school?
kindergarten. All right. So are you requiring people in your household to address you as Queen or Junior Miss or Little Miss?
I mean, I would like them to address me as Queen, but they're not going to, and they probably won't.
Okay. What's been the most something you didn't expect once you won the title? Like, I mean, I'm sure going into it, you probably had certain ideas about, going and cutting ribbons and going to the livestock barn. Is there anything maybe you weren't expecting that has kind of surprised you?
I was expecting pretty much all of it, waking up early, coming to the livestock shows, just being at the fairgrounds. I didn't expect how tired I would be during this whole week. Definitely those breaks with my 3-hour naps in between events is really helpful.
Yeah, any break is a good break, I think. So, Isabella?
Emma said everything I was going to say. I have to agree with her.
She took your answer. You don't know? Well, that's okay. So what else do you have on tap? The fair concludes Sunday, I guess, with the Demolition Derby. You've got a full slate of events this weekend, I'm guessing?
Yeah, we are, after this, are going back to the beef show, and then today we have the pie contest, talent contest, the concert.
Oh, of course, 38 special.
And the chili cook-off.
Oh, very good. So now do you get to sample all of these items?
I hope so.
Well, you should. You're royalty. You should just decree.
I was going to say, is the pie contest like a pie eating contest? Like diving in, first one to the end?
Favorite pie? No. I'm not too sure.
They'll find out when they get there, so that's okay too. So, as you mentioned, the 38 special concert tonight, the Demolition Derby tomorrow. We are, of course, talking with the 2022 Logan County Royalty, Miss Logan County Fair, Emma Stolzenberg, Junior Miss Isabella Polis, and Little Miss Lucy Bobel. Let's see, you, Emma, you get to move on to another competition here it'll be here before you know it, I'm sure, the Miss Illinois County Fair Queen. So have you started thinking about that at all?
I have not started thinking about that. I think I'm just going to go through Fair Week, and then I'll start thinking about that. But I'm super excited for the state contest. Meeting new girls and making new friendships is really what I'm looking forward to.
And when does that take place? Is it
January 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st, I believe.
Oh, wow. In Springfield? Okay.
Yep, at the Crown Plaza.
Oh, all right. And Miss Isabella, do you have any aspirations? There isn't a statewide junior miss kind of pageant, so are you thinking of maybe one day hoping to wear Miss Emma's crown here in Miss Logan County Fair?
What did you say?
I said, are you thinking about competing in the Miss Logan County Fair once you move up to that age?
I've thought about it. It's something that before I went into doing the Junior Miss, I thought about thinking if I win or if I lost, it was probably something that I'm going to do, but I'm not completely for sure yet. But seeing Emma, she's been a really good role model, and so I think it's something I've considered doing.
Okay. And you've got a few years. Is there an age requirement for the Miss? Okay.
I think it's 16 to 22.
Okay, so you've got a few years to decide. So, any shout-outs you want to get? Anyone behind that? I mean, you're the ones who are on the stage and answering the impromptu questions and doing the choreography and so forth. Who helped you get there? I mean, I know there's a lot of rehearsals and practice, and you've got the pageant directors that help you out. Family, friends, how did you get to where you are today? Who was behind the scenes helping you?
Yeah, I would love to shout out my family. They listened to my speech and asked me pop questions so many times, and so did my friends. And then I also want to shout out our amazing pageant crew. They were here with us through the whole process, and we wouldn't be here today without them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Miss Isabella?
My parents and friends were the biggest help. We practiced all the pop questions, practiced our interview, timed the interview, and so I'd love to shout out my parents as well as my two best friends from school. They all have helped me so much to get to where I'm at today.
You want to shout anyone out?
Give a shout out to anyone? Parents, family?
Parents.
Parents? Yeah, they're pretty big part of doing what you do.
Grandpa?
What's that?
What about grandma and grandpa?
Grandma and grandpa? Grandparents? Okay. Well, they said family, so that kind of encompasses everything. So, of course, we are talking again 2022 Logan County Fair royalty: Emma Stolzenberg, Isabella Polis, Lucy Bobel. And where do you go after your radio debut here? What's next on the agenda for you?
We are going to go back to the beef show and hand out some more ribbons.
All right.
And we would also like to give a big thank you to the Logan County Fair Board.
Yeah, absolutely. They do a lot of things. I was shocked Tuesday night when I heard they were changing the venue. I figured I'd get there getting ready to do the video, and I didn't know what to expect, but it was so well organized, the seating all laid out, marked out so people could find their seats, and it takes a lot of organization, a lot of people to make that happen. So absolutely, shout out to the Logan County Fair crew and the board and everyone else. Gosh, you got a question for our royalty there, Mr. Johnston?
No, you're taking care of this pretty well there.
Oh, all right. What was the toughest part of the pageant for you, or what was the thing maybe you? I wouldn't say we're scared of, but maybe gave you the most anxiety leading into it.
What gave me the most anxiety was probably the pop question. It's so unexpected and you don't know what they're going to ask you, but it was good. It was a good pop question.
And I'm trying to remember, what was yours? It was, what would you bring to the fair if you could add something? Or was that the Junior Miss question?
I think that was the Junior Miss.
Yeah.
I honestly had so much going through my head, I don't even remember.
It was about
what attributions
I would
would bring.
Pageants sometimes get a bad rap for focusing on looks, and what attributes would you bring to the crown? So, and do you remember your answer? We can look it up on YouTube.
I said that I would bring my kindness because everyone deserves kindness.
That's right. That's right. So what about you, Isabella? What was the part that maybe you weren't looking forward to the most?
I think the scariest part was our pop question too. For the beginning, I was mostly scared for the interview, but when I got out of that, I felt like it was fine, and I was like, I should not have been scared of that. But I think the pop question, just the unknown, was the most scariest part.
Yeah, not knowing what they were going to ask you.
Scary about the pageant.
Meeting new friends.
Meeting new friends? That was scary, or that was the fun part? Maybe a little bit of both?
Was that scary or fun?
Fun.
All right. Well, we can go positive, too. That's fine. So the folks at home see the pageant that started, 6:30, I think, or 7, whatever time it was, but that was not the beginning of the day for you. As you mentioned, you had the interviews that took place. Can you kind of take us through what happened prior to the pageant in terms of what your agendas were for that day?
Yeah, so prior to the pageant, each age group, so the Little Miss, the Junior Miss, and the Miss, all had interviews at the Lincoln Christian Church. We would go in front of a panel of 3 judges. They would ask us questions about ourselves, about agriculture, and then we would go on our day and come to the pageant and do the rest.
Okay, and that was all 3 of you just at different times throughout the day? Okay. If there are young ladies out there who are maybe thinking about competing in the pageant in the future, but maybe they're intimidated or they're a little leery of getting on stage, what kind of advice would you tell them, or what would you tell them about your experience to kind of encourage them to think about participating in the future?
Yeah, so I would say that if any girl is wanting to run for any of these 3 titles, they definitely should do it. I am not a very outgoing person, but I decided to do it, and it has brought me closer to everyone. It's really taught me a lot about the fair and agriculture, and it's also built my confidence. Like, I've become such a confident person, I don't even know who she is.
And that was just since Tuesday. So.
I would just say do it. Even if you're slightly thinking about it, I would say do it. Obviously, if you lose, it hurts sometimes, but go back next year, try your hardest, step out of your comfort zone, do something that you think you can't do, because that was me. I thought I would never be able to do it. I was not even going to, and look where I'm at now. So I would just say, even if you're just thinking about it, just do it. Even though it could be scary, you'll end up loving what you've changed into and loving the result.
Any advice for Junior Miss or Little Miss? No?
Do you have any advice?
Do you want to tell your friends anything if they want to do the pageant? What?
What would you tell your friends if they want to do the pageant?
that's okay. We can move on. So here's a question I've always had. I know it is a competition in that there's a winner, and then, as you mentioned, not everyone wins. But in most of the speeches, when people are talking about being part of the pageant, they talk about the friendships that are formed. How does that work? Because, I mean, on one hand, you want to get along with people, but on the other hand, you got to be thinking, man, I really hope I get the crown, which means that these friends you're making, you don't want them to win, or you want to win. So, I mean, how do you kind of balance that in the competition, or while you're in the pageant? Do you think about that at all? Like, how does that work?
Personally, I didn't really think about that. I went in with the thought of, if I win, yay, that's amazing. If I lose, I've learned so much, and it's really helped me. Friend-wise, I would go into practice, and everyone's my friend. They'll always be my friend. I'm always going to be kind to them. But regardless of who won, I would have been happy for anyone, competition or not.
Very good. Miss Isabella?
I think same thing as Emma. Friend-wise, I had some friends who did the pageant, but I cheer them on through the whole way, through all their ups and downs, and really, obviously, everyone thinks of the result, but you really can't in the moment. You just have to help them with whatever they're struggling with or whatever they're doing good with, and just be their friend through anything.
Okay, that sounds good. So it's 10 o'clock, so I guess you get to skedaddle back to the beef barns and hand out ribbons. So, all right. So our guests have been the Logan County Royalty for 2022, Emma Stolzenberg, the Queen, as well as Junior Miss Isabella Polis and Little Miss Lucy Bobel. Ladies, thank you for being with us. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the Cheap Seats this week. Next week we don't know where we'll be physically, but we will be at 96.3 on your FM dial, as well as YouTube and on the Mixler app. So for Jim Ash, for the Logan County Royalty, thanks.
The Cheap Seats Live Saturday morning sports show on WLCN 96.3 and online at WLCNonline.com is brought to you by Jake's Furnishings. Make it your own at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, or online at jakesfurnishings.com. Furnish your home for less at Jake's. The Grimaldi Law Office, Logan County.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCN Online.